Thanks for joining me. A special guest will join me on the program tonight, John Howard. Clearly the best Liberal Prime Minister after the party's founder, Robert Menzies. Clearly, along with Labor's Bob Hawke, one of the two greatest Prime Ministers this country has had in the post-Menzies era. What does he make of this contest? What has he got to say about net zero, nuclear power and our current strategic circumstances? Can't wait to catch up with John Howard later in the program. On the campaign trail today, though, we got back to what is a central campaign promise from Labor Leader Anthony Albanese. Wages. What could be more central to the Workers' Party, the ALP, than promising higher wages for workers, particularly after an extended period of low wages growth? Low interest rates and low inflation too, mind you, but undoubtedly low wages growth. So Albanese has had wages right at the centre of his agenda.
You have earned a better future, and on the 21st of May, I am asking you to vote for that better future. Vote for universal health care through Medicare. Vote for cheaper childcare and cheaper energy bills. Vote for secure jobs and higher wages.
Pretty simple, hey? Vote Labor, get higher wages. Only it's not that simple. As I showed you last night, the hollowness of that pledge was revealed in Sunday night's debate.
Your mantra is that everything is going up except your wages. So will you guarantee that wages will rise faster than inflation under Labor?
I certainly will guarantee that wages will grow faster than they will under this current government.
Sorry, the question is faster than inflation. So real wages will rise under Labor. Is that what you're promising?
Our objective is to have our objective is to have real wage increases, and we have practical plans to do that.
OK, so it's not a pledge now, is it? It's not something they can guarantee, it's merely an objective. So then, given all that, and given inflation has now jumped sharply and is running at 5.1%, Albanese was asked on ABC Radio this morning whether he would back an ACTU submission to the Fair Work Commission to lift the minimum wage by 5.5%.
It will be up to the Fair Work Commission to determine, but quite clearly the Fair Work Commission should bear in mind how tough people are doing it, and those people who are on minimum rates of pay can't afford to go backwards.
OK, so you do support the 5.5%?
No, the Fair Work Commission makes its own decisions, but people can't afford to go backwards.
OK, so he's the wage rise candidate. He doesn't want wages to go backwards, but even as the leader of the Labor Party, the political wing of the Labor movement, he won't back the union movement's bid for a 5.5% lift in the minimum wage, even though it's just 0.4% above inflation. Probably because he knows that would be economically reckless or inflationary or politically difficult or all three. Albanese tried to explain it all later.
People should not go backwards. If you're on the minimum wage, you're struggling to pay your rent, you're struggling to buy food, you're struggling to get by. And the Fair Work Commission should bear that in mind in the decision that they make.
OK, so he's against or won't support a 5.5% pay rise, but it sounds like he would back a 5.1% pay rise for our lowest paid workers, just to keep up with inflation.
Does that mean you would support a wage hike of at least 5.1% just to keep up with inflation?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, hey? Has he really considered this? He's against 5.5%, but he's now absolutely in favour of at least 5.1%. How did he settle on this figure? It's not a wage rise in real terms. It's nothing but keeping up with a huge jump in inflation. What would it do if we had that pay rise flow right through the system, if it spread right across the economy? So the Labor leader has stopped short of advocating now for even an additional 0.4% pay rise in real terms for the lowest paid workers, which kind of puts his promise for higher wages into some context, doesn't it? Shows that it's worthless. He can't deliver on it. And once more, the opposition leader was seen running for cover.
Should wages be at 6% if inflation goes to 6%, Mr Albanese?
Thank you.
Did you make a mistake, Mr Albanese?
Yeah, after not knowing key numbers on interest rates or employment rates, Anthony Albanese doesn't really know what he wants to say on one of his central campaign planks, delivering higher wages. It's just another mess on the campaign trail for the Labor leader. But so far, none of this seems to be hurting him much.